Okay, don't be like me. Don't spend almost 2 years trying to figure out how to get started and get clients. Instead, just watch this video so I can just tell you what to do instead to start your online health and coaching business, even if you have little to no client or patient experience. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you get notified of all the new episodes, and make sure that you read the description. I've added in some really helpful resources for you too. These 7 things that I'm going to tell you will save you so much time and, more importantly, angst, especially number 3. Get something to take notes with. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so you've got the shiny piece of paper that signals that you can now work with clients or patients. Congratulations, woohoo! That's amazing, you did it. Now what? So if you're anything like me, I felt completely lost. The business course that was a part of my registered holistic nutritionist education was a solid 12 hours long and basically covered nothing. How to make a business plan, create business cards, and invoice clients. That was back in 2007. So I'm hoping that they've done a better job, but honestly, I doubt it. I've been hired to teach business building workshops at some of the most popular alternative health schools and colleges, and I am still shocked at how behind the times the training is. Good news, you're here and you're watching this video, which means you're accessing up-to-date, proven advice, mentorship, and professional development skills, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So how do you start? It's definitely not with Instagram or TikTok, that's for sure. The 7 things that I'm going to walk you through in this video are the exact things that I wish someone would have given me. It would have saved me so much time and so much overwhelm. And as I'm going through these 7 things, I'm going to include some additional tips and some things to consider. I want you to remember that you need a solid business foundation to grow from. In order to get clients and hit those money-making milestones, you need to make sure that you are doing everything professionally and legitimately. And make sure to ask your questions in the comments section below so that we can further support you. Okay, step 1. Have qualifications, but not too many at first. While this might seem obvious to some, at the Wellness Business Hub, we mentor and support thousands of people from all over the world, some of whom are self-taught with no professional education or credentials behind them. And the reason this recommendation is my first step is because if you want to work with clients in any official capacity, online or offline, you absolutely should have liability insurance, which you will not be able to get unless you have some certification or diploma. And so this specifically applies if you're providing any type of health or wellness or movement or food or oils, anything that could potentially cause harm to a person. And there are plenty of online courses that you can take while you're getting your business started, growing your audience, and setting things up so that when you are ready to start working with clients, you have peace of mind, knowing that you and your business liability is covered. And the not too many qualifications part is because I see so many practitioners and coaches who spend so much time and money investing in more education with the hope that the more they learn, they will somehow magically become more confident and feel ready to put themselves out there and get clients. Spoilers, that's not how it works. After spending a decade helping practitioners and coaches start and grow online, I can emphatically say the more you know, the harder it is for you to take imperfect action because you're so concerned with making a mistake. You only need to know enough to be 10 steps ahead of the people that you most want to work with and have a goal to gain experience through action, not through book learning. Step 2. Get liability insurance. Again, might seem like a no-brainer, but it's not. The the first thing I did when I finished my registered holistic nutrition program was get liability insurance. I was that preachy nutritionist who for a hot minute, and only for a hot minute, ate all green and clean and believed that everybody else should too, which meant that I was doling out advice, nutrition advice, health advice, left, right, and center. Even if my friends and family weren't paying me, I was still giving them professional advice, which meant that I could be and would be held responsible for their outcome should something not so great happen. Nothing ever did, but that's not a risk that I'm willing to take. So get liability insurance based on what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be, giving food and supplement recommendations, you should be covered for that. If you're going to be giving movement recommendations, you need to be covered for that. Same thing with life coaching, or frankly, anything that can be construed as therapy. Even if you're not technically qualified as a therapist, you still would want to investigate insurance. My motto is better be safe than sorry. Get at least $1 million of liability insurance, and if you're working online, make sure that it covers you internationally. If you're a licensed or regulated professional, you might have to take an additional course like a health coach course or something like that to get coverage outside of your province or state. Step 3, pick a business name. This step might seem simple, and maybe for some it's straightforward, but for a lot of you, it can be the reason why you stay stuck for weeks or sadly, even months. So we work with a lot of practitioners and coaches who want to pick the right name and go back and forth for far too long. Should they use their own name? Should they pick a professional sounding name? What if the name is taken? Then what do they do? I can't even tell you how many business names I've had over the years. The first name I chose, and don't laugh, was Positive Lifestyles Nutrition and Wellness Inc. And no, you don't need to incorporate right away. I did because I didn't know better. Then I did a legal name change to Lori Kennedy RHN because when people got their invoice for my program, which was called Wow Weight Loss, they had no idea what or who Positive Lifestyles Nutrition and Wellness Inc. was, so I would get chargebacks often. My recommendation is to use your name or a version of your name instead of having a professional sounding business name. And there's a couple of reasons why I recommend this. Reason number 1, you're going to change or evolve. Your brand and your business will evolve or change completely. And the last thing that you want to do is have to start from scratch with your new social media handles, a new website domain, and all that jazz. Reason number 2, which was my problem, invoice identification. The name of your business appears on all of your sort of receipts and your invoices. And if you're enrolling people into a program that has a different name than your business name, it's going to be confusing for the client. Using your own name ensures that there's no confusion when it comes to billing, and you'll avoid chargebacks. Reason number 3, you are the brand. Whether you choose a professional sounding name or your own, you are the brand and you have to show up. Also, think about how people are going to refer to you. Talk about you and spread your name. Oh, I've been working with Lori Kennedy. She's amazing. I signed up for her program, Wow Weight Loss. You should go and search her up. Your name is what people will be Googling and searching for. Plus, it allows you to move and sort of ebb and flow in different directions as you gain experience and expand your program or service offerings. An important tip, make sure that you check for your chosen business name as a domain address. And you can go to godaddy.com and do a domain search. Don't worry if it's taken, it likely will be. So you're going to have to create a version of your name to secure a domain and then go and search the social media platforms to see if you can get your domain also as a social media handle. You want to have the name congruent across all platforms. Please don't overthink this. Don't spend 3 months not getting started because you just don't have a name. Just use your own name or a version of it. Add your middle initial in and move on. Step 4, organize your schedule. Yeah, organize your schedule. At this point, maybe you're even wondering when I'm going to talk about social media or an email list or starting a blog or a website. I'll get to that, but none of those things matter if you don't have time to be consistent and follow through. What I'm about to say, you most likely won't ever hear or see any of the gurus tell you because they don't want to scare you. Of course, I don't want to scare you either. However, I'm a no BS kind of person, and I'm here to give it to you straight, so that when you do decide to start, you have the correct expectations. Listen, starting and growing a health or coaching business takes a lot of time, energy, and focus, especially if you're someone who needs a lot of details and has trouble making fast decisions. Think of it this way. If you were designing and building a house from scratch and the architect said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll work on your house in my spare time or, when I feel creative," you'd be really nervous, right? And the house would likely never get built. It's important to set correct expectations when it comes to your time and the results that you want to achieve. If you work full time and you have a family, naturally you're going to have less time to spend starting, which means the results that you want are going to take longer to achieve. One of the most popular questions I get is, "Lori, how much time should I spend working on my business?" And my answer is always the same. All of the available hours that you have, especially if you want to get results quickly. Here's a really helpful way to determine how much time you actually have to spend getting started and getting clients. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list, for real. Make a list of every single current responsibility you have and approximate how much time each one takes per week. Laundry, groceries, all that. Then look at your calendar and see how much white space you have. Count the hours of free time. And then deduct how many hours your weekly responsibilities will take. And then you have, or maybe not, a block of time left over. The idea is to get very real about the amount of hours you have per week to dedicate to your business. If you have less than 10 to 15 hours a week, then you need to make some decisions around potentially offloading some of the responsibilities or asking for help so that you can free up more time. This part is important. Listen carefully. You cannot expect to maintain the current lifestyle that you have and dedicate 10 to 15 hours of time per week and expect things to run smoothly. Something has to give. And if you want to hit your goals, then you're going to need to adjust how you currently operate each week. But the answer to the question in a single sentence, our clients inside of the 10K success system allocate a minimum of 10 to 15 hours a week and have a fully developed online business within 6 months. Step 5, allocate financial resources. Okay, I'm going to give it to you straight on this one too, because it's important. And I hear from far too many practitioners and coaches who don't have a financial plan in place to start and grow their business. Having a business online doesn't mean that it's free to start. If your goal is to have a legitimate and profitable business that gets clients consistently, you're going to have to invest startup funds to get it off the ground before you make any money. This stage of business development is called pre-revenue. You are injecting startup money into the business pre-revenue, which means you're not making any money yet. And that's okay. You're going to need funds for things like liability insurance, domain purchases, email marketing platform startups, bank account fees, a computer. This might seem obvious, and I'm going to laugh maybe as I say it, but you're going to need a working computer or a laptop. While you can do most things on a phone or a tablet or an iPad, you're going to need a working computer. Inside of the 10K success system, we give our clients a budget of around $300 a month after they've finished the build out. And so that amount of money includes the cost of things like their online tech platforms, which you might want to think about as, let's say, your rent. You know, if you're in a clinical setting, you'd have to pay rent in order to have a room. So another cost that I want you to factor in is the cost of professional development. If I could go back in time and invest in business coaching, and professional development sooner, I 100% would. Think of it this way. You had to secure funds to attend whatever educational institution that you went to, right? That cost money. It cost money to acquire the skills to be able to do whatever you're now qualified for. And so the same thing goes for your business. You should want to invest in acquiring business knowledge and skills so that you can do your job properly. Whether you decide to work with me and the Wellness Business Hub in any official capacity or not, you should consider allocating funds towards business training, development, and mentorship. Step 6, pick a niche and solve a problem. Contrary to what you've been taught, you're not supposed to be able to help anyone and everyone. It's actually not your responsibility to save the entire world. And it's not helpful for you to have that mentality either. When I was in school to become a registered holistic nutritionist, I learned a little bit about a lot of things. Niching down, by the way, I'm Canadian, so I say niche. You might know it as niche. Picking a niche means that you focus on one category, which allows you to really drill down and become over time an expert in that area. Think of it this way. There are general physicians, of course, and then there are specialists. I want you to become a specialist that solves a specific problem only for those people who have that problem. And I know this is a struggle. I know this is a struggle for a lot of professionals. They don't know who they want to work with or what their niche should be or how they should identify the problem they solve or if the niche that they pick is actually going to be profitable. So if you're struggling with this, please go to the description underneath this video and click the link and register for my free training. I go into detail about how to pick the niche and identify the problem that you solve. Having a niche and a problem you solve gives you the ability to focus your brand, your content, your messaging, your program, and your enrollment sales process. Without having a niche and a problem that you solve, it likely feels like you're, flinging spaghetti at the wall. Step 7, start talking publicly. Shit got real, did it not? You have a business name, you have your niche, and a problem that you solve. Don't let anyone else tell you that you need anything more to get started talking about your new business venture, who you are, who you help, what you do, because you do not. You don't need a website or any idea of even what you're going to offer to start talking about what you do. You have, or most likely you have, a personal Facebook page. Use it. Don't get all caught up in, but it's only friends and family, and I don't want them to think that I'm annoying with my life-changing content. At this stage, you need practice and just to take imperfect action. Getting used to presenting yourself as a professional on the internet is the first step, and more than likely, it's the hardest step for you to take. So make a commitment to create one post a day and publish it to your personal Facebook page and on any other social media platforms that you're on for the sake of practice. I have another video called The 5 Posts You Need to Get Clients, which you can watch after this to get some ideas on how to start talking about your new business venture. Here's the truth. It's not going to feel comfortable at first because you're setting yourself apart as a professional now. You're showing up as an authority with something to say. When you share your story and your very helpful content, people will respond to you. They will ask you what you do and if you're available to help them. Talking publicly about what you do and sharing helpful education and entertaining content is the fastest way to get your first few clients under your belt. Even if you don't have a program or any services ready. I had people asking me about meal plans. Sure, I can create a meal plan. I did an entire month of a meal plan for someone for $100. And then I raised my price to $300 for the month because it's a lot of work. When it comes to getting your first few paying clients, please release all expectations around how it will look and how they're going to work with you. If they ask you to do something, meal plans, one-to-one consults, just say yes and figure it out after. That is imperfect action at its finest. Okay, there you have it, the 7 steps to start your health or coaching business online. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into starting and growing a business online, but that is a good start. So make sure that you check out the description for additional resources and remember to hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.